Hello everyone, welcome back to 100 Days of Coding or 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. This is day 13 of our coding journey. In our previous meeting, or in our previous lesson, we learned about HTML, syntax, links, images, lists, and nested lists. Today we are starting a brand new topic in HTML called HTML tables. So there's introduction to table or table introduction. All right, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what an HTML table is like, what is showing on the screen here, this particular one here. Explain why tables are used, identify where tables are used in real life, create a basic table structure, understand the purpose of the table tag, understand the purpose of the table tag. So let me create the table tag for you to see. So this is what the table tag. So table tag. So yeah, so this is what the table tag we have. This particular one here, this one is what the table tag. This is the open table tag, and this is what the close table tag. So you talk about everything here, all these ones here. All right. What is an HTML table? An HTML table is used to display information in a structured format. It can be rows and columns, columns, like this one, this particular one here. Rows and what? Columns. Columns as the vertical one, as the column. Think of a table as a way of arranging information into boxes so that it becomes easier to read and understand. So easier to read and understand. You can say that this is in boxes or small boxes. This combination of what? Six boxes. Yeah, 6 boxes. All right. Whenever you want to display organized data on a web page, table can help to do that. Table can help to do that. So this is the table tag here. This particular one here. That's what the table tag. Table are used. Where can we use table? Where can we use table? Table are used in many places, such as school results, your school results, student records, football league, standings, like match played, and other things. Then products, product or price list, employee records, attendance sheets, timetables as well. Anytime information needs to be organized neatly, a table can be useful. Can be useful there. So let's say, imagine I write this as your exams record. Let's say John. Let's say this one is John 85. Then let's say Mary, let's say 72. Then Peter. So Peter, let's say Peter will be something like 90. Yes, Peter will be something like 90. Then let's say Sarah and Michael. So Sarah, let's name this one. Let's say Sarah will get 88. Then Michael, let's say Michael had 76. Writing something like this. So John 85, Mary 72, Peter 90, Sarah is 88, then Michael 76. Can you easily tell whose score belongs to whom? So probably not. You can't. So you don't know if John is this score, the 85 is for John, or the 85 is for Peter or Michael. You don't know. So now imagine the same information arranged neatly inside the table. Everything becomes much cleaner. Everything becomes cleaner. Much cleaner. You see that this one is in a table form. Yeah. That is why tables are important. That's why tables are very important in this web development. All right. What does a table look like? Someone might ask that particular question here. Here is an example of table. So here is an example of a table. This particular one here is an example of table where we have name. That's and the names. We have John. So John. We have Mary. Then this one too. We have what? We have 18. So the 18 is for John. Then the 20 is for Mary. Notice how the information is arranged neatly. That is exactly what HTML tables helps us create. Okay, that's exactly what HTML tables help us create. Right. Let's look at the table tag. As I said earlier, to create a table in HTML, we use this tag here. This particular tag here. We use this tag. Let me clear this thing from here. This thing. So this particular tag here. This tag here. So the opening tag is less than. Then table, then we have a greater than sign. Then the close tag is less than / table, then a greater than sign. This is called the table tag. That particular one is called a table tag. Think of it as the container that holds everything that belongs to the table. Without the table tag, there is no table. Without a table tag, there is no table. Put it in mind like that. All right. So how can you create your table? How can you create a table? So let's create the simplest possible table. So this particular one here, I'm going to move this one to here. Then we save our file. So this one we are going to save our file. Yeah. Then if you save your file, try to open it. Try to open. So now you can see that it has not appeared. It has not appeared. You won't see what anything yet. Why? Because the table is what empty. Because what the table is what empty. This particular table here is what total was empty. Now let's look at a real life example here. So imagine building a classroom. Before students can sit inside, the classroom must be built. Desks must be added. Chairs must be added. Similarly, before we add information to a table, we first create what the table. Everything else comes what later. We first create what this one here. Everything comes what later here. All right. Now, what comes next after creating this particular one here? After typing this particular tag, what comes next? Right now, our table is what empty. To make it useful, we need what rows, columns, headers, and what captions. These are the parts that make a table complete. But don't worry, we will learn all of them in day 14. Why learn table? Why do we learn table? Why? Table help us organize information, display data clearly, improve readability, create professional looking records. Without tables, information can become messy and difficult to understand. To understand totally. Now let's create some mini challenge or create a new HTML file and type. So that file, let's name that file the 13. So the 13, the 13.html. So the 13.html. Then my head. The head, let's say the title should be my first table. Let's name that, yes. So title. My first table. My first what table. Then we come to the body. So the body. The body, let's create this small thing that we just did. So body, the table, then this. Yes, so just this one here. It is very simple. Now save it and open it in your browser. So let's open this one in our browser and see. Yes. So this one, you only see my first table here. You will not see what? You will not see the rows and the columns and or the captions. You will not see them. Why? Because the table does not contain what? Nothing yet, or does not contain the rows and the columns, the data, and so on yet. Yeah. Now, today we learn what an HTML table is, why tables are used, where tables are used, the table tag, the basic structure of a table. Congratulations! Today we were introduced to HTML table. Remember, the table tag here, this particular one here, the table tag is the foundation of every HTML or table. In the next lesson, we will learn how to build a complete table using rows, columns, headers, and captions. Thank you for joining day 13 of 100 days of coding with Derrick-Redeemer. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep coding. See you in the 14. Happy coding.